Everyone, so in the last video we discussed about sets and weak sets. Sets in particular. We had discussed something called weak maps, right? And the idea of a weak map was, in if you have to do some key valued pairs, you can define an object as a key and add some value to it, right? So what if I add an object to a set, right? For example, let's do let set1 equals new weak set, right? And I create an object. Let's obj1 equals nothing. Let obj2 equals key1 1 and key2 2, and let's do let obj3 equals key1 equals 3, right? Key1 3, right? Now we have three objects here. Now let's say I create two sets here. We already have set1. We do set2 equals new weak set. All right. Now we have two weak sets. We have our first weak set and we have our second weak set, right? And we have three objects, right? And let's say we have to add these objects into our sets, right? So set1 dot add, I'm going to say obj1. I'm also going to add set1 dot add obj2, and I'm going to add set2 dot add obj1 and set2 dot add obj3, right? So if we look at this now, our set1 has obj1 and obj2, and our set2 has obj1 and obj3, right? So the question still remains, right? Can we create union and intersections of these objects, right? Sure, we can. So let's say console.log. If I do set1 difference set2, right? What do you think the answer would be? So set1 has obj1 and obj2, set2 has obj1 and obj3. And if we go back to our Excalibur, right? So we know that if there are two sets here, right? We have two sets. So set1 difference of set2 is basically this area, right? This particular area. So if we go and save our script and reload, set1 dot difference is not a function. Let me check. Set1 dot add set1 dot difference. I think I made a mistake. Let's see. Set difference. I'm not connected to the internet. Yeah. So set1 difference, right? We want a difference b, right? Which we did, right? Set1 difference set2. Console.log set1 set2 difference. So did we make a mistake somewhere? Let's try that again. uncaught. Set1 dot difference is not a function. Finding difference in weak sets JavaScript. Yeah, so in JavaScript you cannot directly find the difference between two weak set objects because weak set is not iterable and does not expose a size property. So yeah, you cannot do this, but if I have to calculate it, you have to convert it into a set and then do it, right? Okay. If your initial data is in a weak set form, you have to already lost the ability to enumerate items, so a true difference operation after the fact is impossible. So you can't do that with weak sets. So another difference between sets and weak set that we have learned is, so set has values, weak set has objects, set is iterable, shows numbers, shows size. Weak set does not have size, not iterable. Weak set cannot show difference, right? What happens if I do just a console log of set1? So it shows weak set entries 0 object 1 object prototype weak set. All right, so it shows that there is an object, but it shows there is an object but it doesn't show the difference. Can I check if an object is present? Set1 dot has obj1. Yeah, you can check if an object is there, but you cannot uh, uh, print the size of it. Let's say, what else can you do? You can add an object, you can delete an object, you can check if it has an object, but you cannot see a size property. You cannot do a clear. You cannot do any logic methods or iterations in weak sets. Okay, so that's a key difference. In set, you have set logic. You can apply union, difference, intersection, and all of that. But in weak sets, you cannot do any kind of set logic. So yeah, we have learned a lot of differences between sets and weak sets. I think that's enough for keyed collections. Now we are going to get into structured data. So in keyed collections, we have done 4 items. So keyed collections is maps, weak maps, sets, weak sets. And there are some fundamental differences between all of these. And if you know one thing is that weak maps and weak sets have objects, while maps and sets have values. Maps have key value pairs. Sets do not have key value pairs. Between sets and weak sets, you know what is iterable, what is not iterable, where you can perform set logic and where you can't. Maps and weak maps, again, you can do iterations, but yeah, you cannot access the objects and cannot change the values of those objects, right? So see you in the next video. All right.